Hey guys, had a crazy leg day today. This is gonna be my quad-based leg day. Essentially, 1 week I train more of a quad dominant day, 1 week I train more of a hamstring dominant day. My legs are a strong point for me, so that's why I don't just completely hammer them once or twice a week. As we notice here, the first movement I'm gonna show you guys is hamstring curls. Today I did 3 sets. I did 1 heavy set of about 5 to 8 reps, 1 medium set of about 9 to 12 reps, and then 1 lighter set of 13 to 20 reps. If you notice, it's all about that nice control, that slight pause at the stretch, that big contraction. And I focus on starting the rep off with the hamstrings. That's gonna be number 1. Now, you turn on the hamstrings, you fire it through, you hold it for a sec at the top, and then you do a slow negative on the way down. It's a very controlled motion with hamstrings. I'm a huge fan of not just firing across, but just having that constant tension on the muscle and feeling those hard contractions, guys, and the fibers are gonna tear. Now, I was a little bit cold in the gym today. If you notice, I have my sweater on still, 9 weeks out, and I'm quite lean right now, so definitely feeling a little bit cold. If you notice, this is gonna be my lighter set, and here I'm just hammering through with that constant slow tension, no stopping, those hard contractions at the top, nice and slow on the way down. Now, when you do these, as much as I'm trying really hard to keep my chest up, not caving down, and keeping my hips on the pad. Now, if you notice, my hips may rise off a little bit as it starts getting hard. I lose that slight abdominal control, but I'm still doing everything possible to keep those abs locked in and keep those hamstrings firing. So, up next, guys, as you're gonna see, I'm finishing here. What I want to show you guys next is going to now be some leg extensions. I only did 1 set of leg extensions here, just to really pre-fatigue the quads before we go squat and leg press. If you notice with leg extensions, the main thing is going to be a big hold at the top of the rep. So use the quads to get the weight up and hold that hard contraction at the top. Hard contraction, nice and slow on the way down. With leg extensions, if you go too heavy, you may find that not only are you not using your quads effectively and efficiently, but you also may start to experience knee pain. So it's one of those movements that you want to do quite controlled, and you want to really feel like you're on stage and you're contracting those legs as hard as possible. I do think that my ability to contract my quads comes mainly from a movement like this, that I can really think about being on stage and contracting. And you can safely take these all the way to failure on like something like a barbell squat, for example. If you notice, intensity is always super high, especially with that shirt of Mutant. Get on the juice. Up next, I want to show you guys my adductor work. Adductors are so underrated. I find that most guys think adductors are for girls. They're like, it's just a pussy exercise. But you know what? Some big thick adductors look really nice on stage, and they give you that nice thickness and overall flow to the legs, not only from the front but from the back. Oftentimes when a guy turns around, they lose that thickness from the back, and doing a lot of adductor work is going to get that thickness from behind you, and it's going to make your legs look really nice and thick. If you notice, this is a controlled movement. Very easy to hurt your adductors if you go too heavy or you start doing this explosively. So it's about a big squeeze, nice and slow negative, pause for a second to stretch, and it's a gradual contraction up. It's not an explosive contraction. Gradually contract, and then I explode a little bit further, but it's not a jerky movement by any means. To be honest with you, none of your movements should be jerky movements, especially if your goal is to build some muscle. Take this all the way to failure, as usual. Next movement, my main meat and potatoes, squats. I've been doing Smith machine squats while I've been prepping. This is going to be my heavy set. I believe I got 5 reps here. Big fan of squatting heavy. I do think that that's one of the main reasons why my legs are so big. Ever since I started training, I've been squatting. And it's about that nice, slow, negative, feeling controlled tension. I like squatting nice and wide. I do feel that's one of the reasons, again, why my adductors and my legs are so thick. Barbell squats. I've only moved to the Smith the last few weeks, as I noticed my waist is so much smaller with prep, that I was starting to lose stability, and I wasn't able to load my legs properly, and my core was the one failing out. So with the Smith machine squats, I can maintain heavy loads on the legs while not having my core limit. I also like the fact that I can safely take these all the way to failure. This is now going to be my back off set. Top set was 425, back off now 365. I believe I got about 10-ish reps here or so. But again, nice and slow on the way down, tension, pause for a second on the safeties, come right up with the legs. I think about digging my adductors, my glutes, my hamstrings, everything through that ground, and coming up as I keep the knees out and contracting the quads as hard as humanly possible. Now I have that belt on my back because my waist is getting so much smaller and I have a lever belt. So I had to, that towel on my back. I had to put a towel there to add a little bit more stability in order for me to maximize the core tightness. But stop for a sec. I stop up there. It's getting hard, but I want to take this all the way to failure. There is no light training for me, guys. There's no pussy training over here. We take everything all the way to absolute failure, come down, and I can't do another rep. From there, now even more stability. We're gonna do a leg press. I love this hammer strength pendulum type leg press. We loaded 19 plates on set 1. Did that for about 13 to 15 reps, I believe. Again, all the way to failure. I put the safeties on, nice as 15 reps, I believe. Again, all the way to failure. I put the safeties on, nice and slow on the way down. And I really, really focus on a wider stance here. Again, I'm trying to really hammer my adductors because I want that nice thickness. I find I have really nice sweeps on my legs, but I want more of that inner quad, inner leg, inner thigh thickness. So nice and slow contractions, boom. Hammer it out and keep constant tension. If you notice at the top, I'm not locking out on my knee. Instead, I lock out on my quad. Come down nice and slow, and come down nice and slow, and come up. And the way I put the safeties on, again, I'm not afraid to fail. That's one of the best things I can tell you. As you train, losing that fear of failure is going to be one of the best assets you can have. So notice I'm going to go for my last one here, and boom, complete failure. I now go for a second set. I believe this was 15 plates. So in the second set, I made it a goal to get 30, and I believe I got 30 and a half, which was great. Last time I had got 27. I'm still, even though I'm prepping, I still have that mindset of that progressive overload. These I go a little bit quicker because there's so many reps. The main goal here when you're doing so many reps is going to be stay calm, control your breathing. I find too many guys start freaking out with their breathing. Stay calm and keep that nice constant tension on the quads. I made it a goal. Okay, I'm gonna get to 20 reps without freaking out. Then I get to 20 and then it's okay. Now things are getting a little bit tougher. Now you can start maybe yelling or getting a little bit more freaked out, summoning a little bit more of that inner demon in you or more of that sympathetic nervous system. But in the meantime, I just stay nice and calm, nice and relaxed, and hammer it through. Your ability to take those contractions to the next level, so it's gonna build that muscle. To embrace that pain, that lactic acid buildup, it burns, sure it burns. But every time it burns harder, I want you to think about how amazing that feeling is. How it feels so good, and that the more you can endure it, the more muscle growth you're stimulating, the more you're telling about your body, I need to grow, I need to grow. Because you don't wanna see pain in the gym, well, good pain in the gym, muscular failure pain in the gym. You don't want to see that as something negative. You want to see it as something positive, because that's what leads to that insane muscle growth. Now, obviously, joint pain, you know when you're back pain, it's much different. But here, it's all about that positive pain, nice and slow negative, and boom, hammer it out. Again, here I'm trying to control my breathing, trying to slow down my breathing as much as possible, and just hammer things through. I get that rep, and I can't go for that next one, and I fail right there. Now, my legs are pretty smoked by this point, so we go a little bit lighter on the hack squat machine, 4 plates aside, go all the way down with a really close stance, and the goal is to have that nice slow negative, deep, 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 and come out with the quads. It's gonna be way more of a quad bias movement for me. I just wanna kind of hammer the quads at the very end of the workout. I just do 1 set here, and the goal is to get fill on the negative. So I go, then I get 1 more positive rep. When I know I can't get another rep, I still go down for that last one. So I'm trying to slow reps down here as much as possible, not use momentum to get out of the bottom, slow, pause for a second at the bottom, and come right up using the entire leg, the entire quad to hammer things through. Again, you don't need to go super heavy. The goal is not heavy here. We've already done our heavy work. The goal here is just gonna be the hardest possible contractions in order to maximize those fibers that haven't been taxed, especially since I only train quads essentially hard once every 2 weeks. If you notice here, I'm catching my breath because I just want to really hammer every possible fiber. Come up, that's the last one. I knew I could not get another rep, but I said, you know what? I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to fail because I know that that failure is going to lead to more muscle growth. So I go for one more, nice and slow, super, super slow. Feel it, feel it, feel it, endure that pain, embrace that pain, and boom. Nothing comes up. Okay, from there, guys, the last movement I'm going to show you is going to be some Jefferson squats. Nice for those glutes and adductors to finish off the day. I focus heavily on coming out of the bottom with no momentum and just contracting the way up with that nice wide stance, keeping knees out and feeling the movement as hard as possible. Again, as my abductors, adductors, and glutes just contract dramatically. I got these from Kai Green, of course. He's going to be the most popular guy doing these. And I just take these all the way to failure. You don't need heavy weights, it's just 155. And it's all about just squeezing. From there, I superset that with some abductor work. So that way, from here, I do these right next to Adductor Machine. When I can't even get up to that hard contraction anymore, I walk over to the Adductor Machine right there. Go with much lighter weight. Now, earlier in the workout, I've already done one set of abductor, a little bit heavier. Here, the glutes are just so fatigued in the abductors that I just take this all the way. The goal is bringing out the knees as far as possible, holding that hard contraction, pretending like I'm on stage, hitting up that double bicep or a back lat spread, and contracting. Contract hard, nice and slow on the way back. Contract hard, nice and slow on the way down. Remember, contractions and time under tension are what build muscle. And so, of course, you got to get on that juice, that EAA, get on the gear from Newton. That's exactly what I'm drinking there, the orange juice gear. EAAs are super important during your workout. So make sure to train hard, guys. I hope these gems help you out. If you need help with anything, please feel free to message me and ask. If you need help with your form or if you want to be part of my coaching program to maximize your muscle gains, never hesitate to reach out, as I'd love to be able to help you out. And train hard, guys. 9 more weeks to make this dream happen.